Hello, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. How are you doing today? I'm not too bad. Guess what it is? Guess what it is? It's the end of the year. You know what that means? We're not cleaning. We're not cleaning. I'll let you think about it for a minute. So my husband, did I tell you my husband got his buddy to hatch him 75 chicks? Baby chickens? Chicks. You know, the little yellow fuzzy things? Yeah. 75 of them. And I was just like, I'm no longer surprised by anything that happens around here. Like, not at all. My son told me the death rate on these baby chicks is pretty high, okay? Just because of, you know, the thing. I mean, they weren't put in transit in the mail, you know? I mean, some people get offended by rodeo and say that it's cruelty to animals. Those animals are so well taken care of. It's ridiculous. Those baby chicks, now you should get on that with those baby chicks in the mail. That's ridiculous because there's so many that die and get sick. And I mean, cruelty to animals. You want to climb up a tree? Yeah, get on that stagecoach there. But yeah, 75. We've lost 2. That's not even 10%, you guys. Like, I'm just like, what are we gonna do with 73? So we're done with 73 baby chicks. Okay? And nobody hatches that this time of the year. Like, usually the local farmer's store, you know, where you buy baby chicks, they don't have them till like March in there, right? So he got his buddy to, you know, whatever, he's got the incubator or whatever the heck he does, hatch the baby chicks. I don't even know what the deal was. And I said, honey, what are we doing with these baby chicks? And he's like, well, we're gonna butcher them, some of them, and some are gonna be replacement hens, you know. Okay, there's 2 problems here. Number 1, I ain't butchering anything. I don't butcher. Nope. Number 2, you can't put them with the other chickens right now. And I'm just like, honey, do you know how old they have to be before you can butcher them? And he's like, oh, 3 months. Well, my mom and I looked it up, and I think it's anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks. 6, I don't even think it's a full-grown chicken at that point. That's probably what they're selling now. You get these, I mean, you know, how the unstable the grocery stores are. You get this little chicken, and it's like, looks like a Cornish game hen, but it says it's a real chicken, and you're like, where's the meat? But anyway, it's like, okay, he knows nothing about chickens. I mean, his buddy does, but he doesn't, you know? And then I'm like, so my brother and I were talking, and, you know, my brother had surgery this summer, so he got to watch all sorts of TV, and he liked the Dirty Jobs show, right? And he said there was one where they were telling how to tell if a chicken is a boy or a girl, because that was my question, right? You're going to butcher most of the roosters because, you know, they're not going to lay an egg, you know? So you want the hens. And I'm like, and my brother's like, well, yeah, he says, you squeeze them so they poop, and then you look at them, and then you know if it's a boy or a girl. So we're looking at my husband going, so honey, how do you tell the difference between a boy and a girl? And he's just like, you know, he didn't know. He didn't know. Oh, God, we were just dying. It's like, I don't know what we're going to do with 73 baby chicks because they're going to grow. And then, oh, here's the other question. Where are they going to be? Right now, they are under a tarp with a heater in the dog kennel. I mean, at least the dog kennel got used for something, but they're not they're getting pretty big, you know, so they're not going to be able to stand there. I'm just like, what the hell, honey? Yeah. Oh, nothing surprises me. Nothing. But I'm too busy to take care of the baby chicks because, you know what we're doing? Have you guessed it? Have you guessed it? Inventory! Yes, we're doing inventory! And you should be excited. Well, maybe not all of you, but those of you who have businesses who are more of a paper pencil type of business, are an Excel type of business where you don't have your inventory all categorized in a nice computer program that you just push a button and it kicks it out, yeah, that would be great. I don't have that. No, I don't have that. So it's the old-fashioned paper and pencil way for me. I mean, mine is logged on the computer, and I am supposed to update that like every 3 months, which I have not done this year. So it is from the start, and everything else is written in pen. But I will show you that. I will show you how I do that and what I do and how we. So there's all sorts of things, but you should be. First of all, you should be excited to do your inventory because your inventory gives you a very, very cool look at your business. Forget about the tax purpose thing, okay? Just throw the tax purpose out right now. Don't even look at that. This is about your business and how you did this year, okay? Number 1, how much product did I use and make and sell? It's there. Number 2, how much product, raw material, do I need for the next year? Figure what you took, take it by 10%, and when you see a big sale, hit it. Hit it. If you used 40 pounds of coconut oil, go buy that 44-pound pail at Soper's Choice. And, okay, here's a little tip for you with Soper's Choice. The shipping kind of sucks, but I don't blame them. It's expensive, okay? But if you add on, just add the stuff you want, add some stearic, add some sunflower oil, add some, the raw materials that you use, okay? But keep checking the shipping. And once that shipping knocks over to it's like 20, it goes from it jumps like $25, okay? You have this much in there. And when it jumps to that next tier, that $25, remove something. And then you're good. You're getting your money's worth with the shipping, okay? It's like that with everything, I guess I do that a lot, but do it, 10% of, okay, so basically what you sold, okay, unless you're changing out stuff, take that, what you sold this last year, times 10%, and you know what your raw materials, what you need. And you can sometimes buy in bulk. Exciting, because you get to see what you did as a business when you carry inventory. So I can actually watch for sales and buy things, for my company, and be more efficient about it. Does that make sense? Because I'm going to know that I'm going to need that 44-pound pail of coconut oil, which is being shipped right now because I need it. But but you guys gotta look at it this way. You'll know what you need and what you didn't use very much of, so you don't need to order this because I didn't go through I didn't use this. And maybe you can pull something out of your makeup, like maybe I didn't sell the coffee soaps very well. Maybe it wasn't even worth making, whatever, how many batches of them. But what if I sold really well and then I can just take one day and make 8 batches of coffee bars, or you know what I mean? It gives you this whole new look at your business. And it's cool. It's great. And we're going to talk about how we figure out how much micas we've used and how much fragrance oil I have left and what is my cost. Because if I have a $10 bottle of, I don't even know how much it was, $10 bottle of aloe vera gel, right? But I've used half of it. It's not open, guys. Otherwise it'd be in the fridge. But I used half of it. That means I have $5 of inventory left and I've used $5. You need to figure that out. You need what I had, what I purchased, what I used, right? And this could be complicated, but it'll be fun. It'll be cool. That's what we're doing. 3 things. Dream big, be true to you. You are worth it. Let's go do the inventory. I'm so close. It's scary. Okay, well, let's see if I can do this without my feet falling asleep. Okay, so this is my 2022 butters sheet. This carries all my butters, my shea, my cocoa, my kokum, my mango, my cacao. So this is one of my sheets. I have lots of sheets. I have individual sheets. This is butters. I have a sheet for just waxes, a sheet for my colorants, a sheet for my flowers and spices and herbs, a sheet for objects and packaging, a sheet for scents, which is fragrance oils, essential oils, flavor oils, and then I have a sheet just with my basic oils on it. So I have lots of sheets, and I'm just going to show you this one because this is like the simplest one. So this is for 2022. So everything that's going to go on this side of the column here, this is going to be added up, and it's going to be my ending inventory. Okay, all my sheets are going to be added up. Okay, every little speck, and that is going to be my ending inventory for 2022. Now over here, this amount left, this is for 2023. Okay, and that is actually going to be all added up, and this is going to be my starting inventory for 2023. I'm actually missing a column here. I should have another cost column, but don't worry about it. So if I write over everything, you'll know. Okay, so this shea butter here is gone. Okay, so let's start. I put the date I purchased it, the item, where I purchased it, the amount I purchased, and then the original. See, there should be two columns here, but this one's so basic. Original cost of the item, and then I divide it per ounce and per gram. Some recipes I actually go by grams, and some recipes I go by ounces. I know that's really stupid, but that's just how I do things. That's just me. Okay, so he's gone, and this one is gone too. I know that. So when I run out of an item, like when I'm making something and I run out, I put it to the side, and before I do anything else, well, after I clean up and stuff, I will go and mark. So I cross him out. This is how much is left, and I'll put it over here to my, because it was used up in 2022. Okay. With any adjustments I make throughout the year, these columns do not ever change. They do not ever change. Okay. This is my original price per ounce, price per gram. Okay. I know he's gone. Yep. So then they get a 0, you know. Shea. This one's gone too. Okay. This is not my updated sheet, you guys. There is another sheet, but it's such a mess. So this would be, you know, he's got 0 left. Okay. Anyways, this $7.85 will go over here because it's used up. Okay. We're going to deal with this raw shea unrefined, and I'm going to take you and show you how I measure it, and then we'll come back. And this is my raw shea. There's no room in this place. And I'm going to weigh him with the saran wrap on just because it's not going to add that much, right? We're talking pounds here. So I have 26.77, and I forgot my calculator. Okay. Whoops. So we were doing the raw shea unrefined, and I had 26.77 ounces left over. So this will change. Okay. I will change that. And then my dollar amount is incorrect, right? Because that was the full amount. So to figure out how much dollars I have left of inventory, I take this number, the 0.3592, 0.3592 times, so it's the price per ounce times the number of ounces, 26.77, gives me a total of $9.62. Okay, that is going onto my 2023 inventory. Now to figure out how much I used, I take this number and subtract it from this number. Okay, 17.24 minus the 962 gives me, that means I've used $7.62 worth of my raw shea. So see, this cocoa butter is roasted, is used up, and I'll show you how I do my roasted cocoa butter wafers next. This stuff is just amazing. Might be in some body butters. Okay, but anyway, problem with this is I don't want to weigh the container because I don't know what the container weight is. If I did, that'd be great. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, and I'm going to use a red one so you can see it. The clear one's kind of hard to see. So you want to tear the scale though, okay? Because it says 4.13. You want to go tear it so it goes to 0. And then I can weigh my cocoa powder or cocoa wafers just like that. You can use a bag, you know, just fill up the bag. You can take them out and pour them back in. Okay, let's move to micas and colorants. This is probably the hardest one I have because, okay, so I just got some new micas. This is a brand new bottle, not opened, okay? It's supposed to be 1 ounce. And with the jar, it weighs 1.90. This is my Love of Sunshine, which I have used quite a bit. Okay, personally, I feel that way. Same thing, but it's been opened. But when I put it on there, there's no way I only used 0.07 ounces of mica. I mean, I guess I could have, because it's, you know, it's mica. So I just do the best I can with my micas, okay? If I run out of one, that's very easy to figure. If you have bags, you know, okay, like this is a brand new 1 ounce bag of silver mist, and he weighs 1.23. Now, my 1 ounce bag of Trial by Fire, which I have used quite a bit, weighs 0.81. So there you go. It gives me that a belief. Okay. So that is my best bet to tell you. Otherwise, the only thing to do is weigh them when you get them. I mean, it sucks. Or if you get an empty jar from the same company, maybe they'll all weigh the same, hopefully. But I try and do the best I can with my micas. You just gotta do the best you can, because micas are hard, and especially for low volume like me, it's not gonna matter if I'm off a few ounces here or there, right? Because I'll make it up, you know. But you just do the best you can. Micas are hard. Well, they're tough for me. The next I want to talk to you about is infused oils, because infused oils are their raw product that you've used, but you still have it, okay? So this is my coffee oil I just made recently with apricot oil. But when I strain it, I write down what's on here. And I haven't used any, so I know there's 3.7 ounces. Actually, there's not. There's an extra ounce in there. This is my chocolate mint and spearmint in light olive oil, and it was 5.68. So I do like to put little notes here if I use them, if I take stuff out, so that I know what I've taken out. So this would just fall under, because the chocolate mint and the spearmint is mine personally, like I grew it, so I don't count it as an expense because I didn't purchase it. Okay, if you want to count it as an expense for when you make a product, absolutely, definitely you can do that. But so I would just count this as 6 ounces of olive oil, and this would be 4.7, because like I said, there was an extra ounce. 4.7 of apricot kernel oil plus the coffee. But for my oils, I would just count it as this is what I have left, because it's still a raw product. Okay, so moving to like miscellaneous clays and powders and things. My frankincense resin, I would do the same thing as I did with the cocoa powder or cocoa butter, and I would just weigh this in another container. My yogurt powder, I usually try and keep this size bag, the same size bag, because then I kind of know what it weighs. And then I would just take the empty bag and weigh it out and tear it, and then put this on there, and it would tell me how much I had used. And this one, obviously, I haven't opened yet. I already know what I'm making with these. Watch for them in February or in end of January. I haven't opened this, so he's gonna be full amount cost pulled over into 2023. Okay, let's talk fragrance oils. Fragrance oils are a pain in the ass for me. Just saying. There's 2 ways to do this. Get an empty bottle, especially when they're like this. I have lots of empty bottles. I use them. Weigh it, tear it, go from there. Being I run on such a little scale, there is a way for you to turn it on its side. Now for me, I would say this is about, it's really close to 45%. I know you're thinking I'm nuts, but I don't know if I can get it. Here, let me see. I might have to angle this differently. I don't know where my camera is. But to me, when I have it straight, right, it's 45%. Let me lay it flat. Okay, 45%. So that's what I will do, is either weigh it, I have a bottle, or 45% it. Just eyeball it. Because like I said, within the next year, this will be gone, right? So it's what I use this year and what I use next year, and it's not like I'm carrying it over 4 years. So I just eyeball my fragrance oils and my essential oils just because. And just remember, each one of those items, every single item, if I've used some of it, okay, it's always figured out how much I've used, right? And this is a good way to be like, you know what, I haven't used whatever, just something. I haven't used it, and I use it for this, to make this product, and I haven't sold that product very well. So, it makes it so that you don't go and buy more when you don't need it. Okay, so I'm not promoting any oils. I'm not affiliated with anybody, so don't worry. But this is Soper's Choice Castor Oil. Now, we're at the end of the bucket, guys. Let me see if I can show you. You see that? We're at the very end. This was a 7-pound, 7-pound container. If you have smaller bottles, like he's empty, but it's okay. Like, let's say he was halfway up, right? And this is a 16-ounce bottle. I would just say I have 8 ounces left. Okay. I get as close as I possibly can. Yeah, I don't know what's left in him. Okay. You also want to do this for your lye, your salts, your citric, all your powders, everything that you possibly have. Now, you also need a sheet, which that's the sheet I make up new every year, is what you have left on hand. For example, all my candles I have left on hand, okay? I think I have 3 left. I have 3. So that's 3 candles, and not my retail price. I don't go by the retail price because I don't know what I'm going to sell them for. What if there's a 30% sale going on and they go for 30%? What if it's full price? What if it's a discount at a vendor show? I don't know, but I know what my cost is. So I will write 3 candles and their actual cost, because the actual cost is the use of my raw product, right? Let's just take one of these babies. Ooh, they're so yummy. Okay, so if I have 3 of these left, same thing. I'm going to write 3 berry mimosa, and I'm going to write the cost of 3 bars for me. This is where everybody's going to deviate, because your costs are different. Every single soap I make, the cost of the bar is different because of what I put in it, the oils, the additives, the colors, the scents, because I'm small business, right? My stuff don't work out the same, but that's what I will do. I have 3 of these bars. I got 2 lemon champagne. I've got 8 coffee scrub. And I just make my list and how much is left. My lotions, my body butters, my everything. Any product I have made that I have not sold has to go on that list because that is raw material that was used to make a product and that product hasn't sold yet. So it's still in my inventory. Okay, I'm going to give you just a quick redo of my inventory. So it's, you can see it a lot easier. So it's my 2020-22 inventory. So everything down from here in this line here is amount I've used, okay, in 2022. This is all going to get totaled up for the end of the year. And that's where I said you can look at your sheets and see what you used. Like, I didn't use much roasted cocoa butter this year, so I'm not going to buy it, even though I know there's going to be a sale on my birthday month, right? But I might buy something else that I've used more of, where I get the cocoa butter. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. You get to look at stuff and really look good at it and be like, no, I'm not using this product, so it can sit here, but until I find a different use for it. But okay, and so then you have, whoopsie, your date of purchase date, the item, where you bought it if you want to, okay? Dun, 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 dun. And then it's the amount you purchased, which we're gonna, okay, so we're gonna use my shea butter, just because that one had a, and then I purchased 3 pounds of it, okay? If you don't know what 3 pounds, 3 times 16 equals 48 ounces, okay? Or it's 454 times 3 to get how many grams, okay? We're not doing that. That's a whole nother math lesson, you guys. It's amazing. So this is your amount, your initial amount, okay? And then this is the amount left for 2023. So you won't put anything in this column, nothing here, until you would redo your inventory. Okay, and this is your dollar amount left. This is a new one I'm adding to my stuff. So this is the dollar amount left. So you won't do anything with him till you redo your inventory. And this is the original cost of the item. Okay, so the original cost of him was $17.24. Sorry, I was supposed to put that over. $17.24. Okay, and then if you want to figure out per ounce, per gram, however you want to do that. So per ounce it was 0.3592. I didn't do the grams on this one. Okay. This always stays the same. This always stays the same. This always stays the same till the product is gone. So on my 2023 sheet, okay, the shea butter that I had used up and I had zeros, right? And the whole cost was over here. I can't remember, was it $7.58? So I will print this for my 2022 information. But when I redo it and make my 2023, I don't reprint all this stuff, you guys, or enter it in. What I will do is I'll delete him, but he will stay because he's going to have inventory left to use, okay? I know, my brain goes a mile a minute. Okay, so the amount left over going into 2023 was 26.77 ounces, which was when we took the ounces times the ounces left, okay, 0.3592 times my 26.77, we got $9.62. So I have $9.62 of shea left going into 2023. And then when you subtract these two, because this is the original cost, minus what I have left, then I got $7.62. $7.62. And this will go into the total amount. And I will total every page up. And this is the amount I've used, okay? But this guy, he'll get deleted for 2023, but he will still be in there because he still has inventory to use. Okay? I hope that simplified it. I really don't know if this helps you at all. At all. But you basically have to find a way to categorize every single freaking item that you purchase for your business. Let's talk about household items to Times Witchy Kitchen or to your business. Okay, there's a few things, like I keep my herbs and spices. Some of them I buy specifically for my household. Okay, turmeric, right? I use that in soap, so I might weigh out what 1 teaspoon is, so I'll have your ounces, and I'll figure out the cost, right? And then throughout the year, I'll just check mark how many teaspoons I used. And at the end of the year, okay, it's not that much, you guys, but let's just pretend it's $1, okay? And then I have oatmeal, right? And I'll weigh out 1 teaspoon, same thing, how many ounces, my cost, how many times I've used it through the year for lotions and concoctions and whatever. And let's just, it's not much more, whatever. Okay, and we'll just pretend, right? And let's say I use, because there's certain things. Oh, I know, like the crock pot my husband bought me, that burns the heck out of everything. So I can't use it to cook because it burns everything. And we'll say it was $29 plus tax, okay? But I took it from my household and I put it into my business, okay? So hopefully I can find the receipt in the pickup somewhere. And that becomes a business expense. Okay, at the end of the year, I can tally this up and pay myself personally what that dollar amount is, and then it's a business expense. Okay, you don't have to do this. Like sometimes it's even more work than you want it to be. Now, let's talk really quick about supplies. What is a supply and what is inventory? You know, reusable inventory. Inventory, okay, like, I'm just looking at my notes here. Excuse me for a minute. Anything that can be used up. Anything that can be used up goes in your inventory. Okay? And we went through a lot of that. Spices, butters, oils, anything they use to make a raw product or to take to raw to make a product. Supplies are your soap molds, your crock pot, your immersion blenders. It's an I, isn't it? Immersion blender, right? It's your anything you buy for your trade show vendor shows, you know, tables, whatever, all that, okay, because it can't be used up. I mean, it can wear out, so then you buy a new one, but it can't be used up. I'm not going to go into the tax bracket thing and how that works, but this is considered the supplies. Some supplies you can write off just right away. Some you can put into a different category and depreciate or amortize. I'm not even going into that. That's not my business. But just remember, so you need to keep your inventory and your supplies. There's one other thing I want to show you. So my coconut oil usage, I deleted a lot of information, but that's okay. So when I added up what I had used, it came to 632 ounces, which divided by 16 ounces gave me 40 pounds of coconut oil. So let me tell you, that is going to come in really handy this coming year. This is my, so you have to keep, I keep track of every batch of soap I make, when I make it, and then what the fragrance oil is, how many ounces of oils I used, and then my cost and per ounce, per bar, how many bars, okay, all that jazz. Okay, so then looking at my Blue Caribbean soap, okay, And this is where your inventory is so important. Well, not so important. There's lots of things. But this is one way I utilize my inventory. Okay. I made approximately 43 bars of Blue Caribbean last year. I have a couple left. I know I need to get on that. So my process is to try and make up my bars in advance so they can sit for, you know, they can cure, they can do their thing, and they're ready to go when they are ordered or needed. So that's 4 batches in my wood mold, okay? And I know some of you are like, oh my God, I make way more soaps than you do. I'm very small. I'm very small business, okay? So yeah, 43. That's what I'm going to do. But you also have to take in consideration the fragrance oil. Do I have enough of that to make my 4 batches? You know, your sodium hydroxide, which I you know, obviously, but looking at what I used in 2022 will give me a good idea of what I need to order and watch for. Or I can order in bulk from Due to Energy. Is that what they're called? Yeah, Due to Energy LLC. And the more you buy, the more you get off of you know, like you buy one, it's whatever. Let's pretend it's $10, and then you buy 2 and it's $9.75. You buy 3, you know what I mean, like that. Don't quote me, that's not what their prices are. But you know, so you can plan better. Do I have enough fragrance oil? I can plan that. Enough sodium hydroxide? I can plan that. Is there anything special about it? I think there's cocoa butter in here. You know, do I have enough of that? You know, and go through and utilize that inventory. And like I said, you can utilize it to the point of watching for, you know, getting better deals at suppliers and things like that. Now, I also have a batch cheat book. It's my batch book cheat sheet. It tells me how many lotions I've made. So the Anybody, it's the date, what product I made, Anybody lotion, and it's how many I made. Like, I got new bottles, guys. I got new labels. I'm just so excited. So the one is like 7 plus or minus ounces, or the little one is like 3 plus or minus ounces, right? You know, how many did I make? What did I do? Shower steamers, you know, because you need menthol crystals for those, you know. So all my products, all my things, making sure I am prepped and ready for this upcoming year. And that is what this inventory does for me. It's very similar to the spice inventory. It really is, you guys, because it gives you that that refresher, that review, that this is what I need. You know, you can take your little notes while you're doing it and be like, oh, I'm on my last little 4 ounces of menthol crystals. I need to reorder, you know. I don't need purple Brazilian clay because I haven't even opened it yet. That was a special purchase for this upcoming year. So, but do you see what I mean? It's very, very important. So, I hope you had a good time. I hope I didn't bore you to death. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next time in the new year. Bye-bye.